There is something about heart problems that makes them especially dangerous after 60. They do not always arrive with a dramatic warning. Sometimes, the signs are so ordinary that you brush them off. You feel a little more tired walking up the stairs. Your legs feel heavier than they used to. You get out of breath a little sooner. Your sleep changes. You become less active because you think, well, I'm getting older. But aging itself is not the whole story. Your daily habits can either protect your heart for the years ahead or quietly make its job harder. And the good news is that many of the habits that protect your heart are remarkably simple. You do not need an extreme workout. You do not need an expensive supplement. And you certainly do not need to completely change your life overnight. Today, we are going through 7 daily habits cardiologists and heart health experts commonly recommend for adults over 60. Some may sound almost too simple to matter, but together they can support healthier blood pressure, better circulation, stronger muscles, healthier blood vessels, and a heart that has a better chance of keeping up with the life you want to live. And stay with me until habit number 7, because it is one of the most overlooked ways to protect your heart as you get older. Let's begin. Habit number 1. Walk every day. But stop thinking of walking as just exercise. Walking is one of the simplest forms of movement you can give your heart. And after 60, that simplicity becomes a major advantage. You do not need to run. You do not need to spend an hour at the gym. You simply need to move your body consistently. Your heart is a muscle. Your blood vessels are living tissues. Your muscles help push blood through your body, and regular movement helps keep this entire system working. The mistake many people make is waiting for the perfect workout. They tell themselves they will exercise when they have more energy, but often, movement is one of the things that helps create more energy in the first place. A daily walk can also become a powerful way to break up long periods of sitting. Think about a typical day. You wake up, sit down for breakfast, sit while watching television, sit in the car, sit while using your phone, and then sit again in the evening. Even if you exercise occasionally, hours of inactivity can still become part of your routine. So instead of thinking only about workouts, think about movement throughout the entire day. Take a short walk after a meal. Walk around the house while talking on the phone. Take the stairs when appropriate. Park a little farther away. Stand up regularly instead of remaining in the same position for hours. And when you walk, you don't have to make every walk exhausting. Start at a comfortable pace, then gradually increase your pace as your fitness improves. The goal is consistency, because one of the most powerful things you can do for your heart after 60 is make movement a normal part of your day rather than something you do only when you feel motivated. Habit number 2. Treat your blood pressure like a number worth knowing. High blood pressure is often called a silent problem for a reason. You can feel completely normal while your blood pressure is putting extra strain on your arteries and heart. That is why simply knowing your blood pressure can be so important. Think about it this way. Your heart pumps blood through a huge network of blood vessels every minute of every day. When pressure stays too high over time, those vessels can be placed under greater stress. And because you may not feel anything happening, it is easy to ignore. After 60, knowing your numbers becomes even more important. If you have a home blood pressure monitor, learn how to use it correctly and discuss your readings with your healthcare professional. Do not panic over one unusual reading. Blood pressure can change because of stress, activity, caffeine, poor sleep, illness, and many other factors. What matters is the bigger picture. And if your doctor has prescribed medication for blood pressure, take it exactly as directed. Never stop or change medication simply because you feel fine. Feeling fine does not necessarily mean the underlying problem has disappeared. One of the most dangerous thoughts in health is, I feel okay, so I must be okay. Sometimes the numbers tell a different story. Your heart works around the clock for you. Give yourself the same attention. Habit number 3. Build every meal around foods. Your heart recognizes you. Do not need a perfect diet. In fact, chasing perfection can make healthy eating unnecessarily complicated. Instead, focus on what appears on your plate most often. A heart-friendly eating pattern usually emphasizes foods such as vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, nuts, seeds, fish, and other minimally processed foods. It also means being more careful with foods that are heavily processed and often high in sodium, added sugars, or unhealthy fats. Here's a simple rule. Before asking, "What should I stop eating?" ask, "What healthy food can I add?" Add vegetables to lunch. Add fruit to breakfast. Choose beans or lentils more often. Use nuts or seeds as a simple snack when appropriate. Choose fish more regularly if it fits your diet. Replace some refined grains with whole grains. These small changes can gradually shift the overall quality of your diet. And there is another important point for adults over 60. Do not let heart health make you afraid of food. Your body still needs enough protein, calories, vitamins, minerals, and fluids. Healthy aging is not about eating as little as possible. It is about giving your body what it needs to remain strong. That matters because your heart does not exist in isolation. Your muscles, brain, kidneys, bones, and blood vessels all depend on the same basic foundation: good nutrition, movement, sleep, and regular medical care. So build meals that support the whole body. Habit number 4, protect your sleep like you protect your heart. Here's something many people underestimate. Sleep is not simply time when your body shuts down. It is an active period when your body carries out important repair and regulation. And poor sleep can affect many systems involved in heart health. Adults over 60 sometimes experience changes in sleep because of stress, medications, pain, nighttime urination, an irregular schedule, or sleep disorders. So instead of accepting poor sleep as something you simply have to live with, pay attention to it. Try going to bed and waking up at relatively consistent times. Keep your bedroom comfortable and quiet. Limit stimulating activities close to bedtime. Be careful with caffeine later in the day if it interferes with your sleep. And perhaps most importantly, don't ignore persistent sleep problems. If you regularly snore loudly, wake up gasping, stop breathing during sleep, or remain exhausted despite spending enough time in bed, talk with a healthcare professional. Sleep apnea, for example, can go unnoticed for years. You might think you're simply a light sleeper, but your body may be struggling during the night. Good sleep is not a luxury. It is part of taking care of your cardiovascular system, and that brings us to a habit that can be surprisingly difficult for many people. Habit number 5, make stress management part of your daily routine. You cannot remove every stressful event from life. You may have family responsibilities, financial concerns, health appointments, changes in retirement, the loss of people you love, or simply the uncertainty that comes with getting older. Stress is part of being human. The problem comes when your body rarely gets a chance to come back down from that stress. That's why a daily calming routine can be valuable. It could be 10 minutes of quiet breathing, a slow walk outdoors, reading, prayer or meditation, gentle stretching, talking with someone you trust, listening to calming music. The specific activity matters less than making room for recovery. And here's the part people often overlook. Social connection can be part of heart health too. Humans are not designed to live completely isolated lives. Call a friend, visit family, join a walking group, volunteer, take a class, stay involved in activities that give your day meaning. You don't have to be surrounded by people every minute, but having regular connection and purpose can make a major difference in how you experience aging. Your heart is physical, but your daily life affects your physical health in ways that are deeply connected to your emotional and social well-being. Habit number 6, do not let muscle loss become your normal. This may seem unrelated to cardiology. It isn't. As you get older, maintaining muscle becomes increasingly important. Muscle helps you walk, climb stairs, carry groceries, get up from a chair, and remain independent. And when you lose strength, everyday activities can become harder. Then something dangerous can happen. You move less because movement feels difficult. Moving less causes further loss of strength. That makes movement even harder, and the cycle continues. Breaking that cycle can be one of the smartest things you do for healthy aging. This does not mean you need to lift extremely heavy weights. For many adults over 60, simple strength exercises can be enough to begin. Chair stands, wall push-ups, resistance band exercises, light weights, step-ups, basic leg and arm strengthening movements. The right exercises depend on your fitness level and health conditions, so if you have concerns, ask a qualified healthcare professional or exercise specialist for guidance. But don't make the mistake of thinking walking is the only exercise that matters. Walking is excellent, but your body also needs strength. Because independence is a form of health. Being able to get out of a chair without struggling, carry your groceries, climb a few stairs, get up from the floor, open a heavy door. These are not just fitness achievements. They are signs that your body is still capable of supporting the life you want to live. And there is one final habit that ties all of these together. Habit number 7, know your numbers and don't skip preventive care. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 60 is waiting until something feels wrong before paying attention. But many cardiovascular problems can develop quietly. That's why preventive care matters. Depending on your individual health history, your healthcare professional may monitor things such as blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, weight, kidney function, and other risk factors. The exact tests and schedule should be personalized to you. And don't forget to discuss your family history. If close relatives experienced heart disease at younger ages, your healthcare professional should know. Also tell them about your medications and supplements. This matters because some medications can interact with one another, and some supplements may not be appropriate for everyone. And please remember something important. Do not use a YouTube video as a substitute for medical care. Use information like this to become a better partner in your own health. Ask better questions. Understand your numbers. Keep your appointments. Take prescribed medications correctly. And speak up when something changes. Especially when the change is new, persistent, or getting worse. Because there are symptoms you should never simply blame on age: new or severe chest pressure, unusual shortness of breath, fainting, sudden weakness, sudden confusion, or symptoms that concern you should be evaluated promptly. If symptoms are severe or sudden, seek emergency medical care. Don't wait for them to become dramatic. The bigger picture. Now let's step back. 7 habits. Walk every day. Know your blood pressure. Build meals around nutritious foods. Protect your sleep. Manage stress and stay connected. Maintain muscle. And stay on top of preventive care. None of these habits sounds revolutionary. That's exactly why they are so easy to underestimate. But healthy aging rarely comes down to one magical food, one supplement, or one exercise. It is the result of hundreds of ordinary decisions repeated over thousands of days. Think about that. Your heart does not need you to become perfect tomorrow. It needs you to take better care of it consistently. If you have been inactive, start small. If your diet has slipped, improve one meal. If your sleep is poor, address one habit. If you haven't checked your blood pressure recently, make a plan to do it. If you have become weaker, start rebuilding strength safely. You don't have to transform your entire life in 1 week. You simply need to stop letting small problems become permanent habits. Because turning 60 is not a deadline. It is not the point where your body suddenly stops responding. Your body can continue adapting. You can become stronger. You can improve your fitness. You can make healthier choices. You can protect your independence. And you can still have many years ahead of you filled with movement, relationships, experiences, and purpose. So don't ask yourself, am I too old to change? Ask a better question. What can I do today that makes tomorrow a little healthier? Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's choosing a healthier dinner. Maybe it's checking your blood pressure. Maybe it's going to bed a little earlier. Maybe it's calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Or maybe it's finally making that appointment you've been putting off. Your heart has been working for you every minute of your life. After 60, give it the support it deserves. Start with one habit, then build another. And over time, those small habits can become something much bigger. More strength, more energy, more confidence, and, most importantly, more independence to keep living life on your terms. If this video helped you, subscribe to Healthy Years for more practical, science-informed, healthy aging advice for adults over 50. And share this video with someone you care about who wants to stay strong, active, and independent for years to come. Remember, you don't need to do everything today. You just need to start doing something that your future self will thank you for.